Now you have to keep sharing our show with a friend because unfortunately we did grow a lot this year. So if we don't equally grow next year, it will be really sad. The stats will be like growth negative 1,000%. You know what I mean? So this is actually on you now. You have to share our show with a friend.
It's like a pyramid scheme. You
just
can help
you tell
three other baddies in your community support their families and be a businesswoman
by listening to our podcast.
Welcome to the Redirect Podcast. I'm Abigail Freshley.
And I'm Emily Rojas. The Redirect Podcast is the show where we shift the conversation back to books. We discuss themes from some of our favorite books and how those themes show up in our real lived experiences.
On today's episode, we are recapping our reading in 2025.
But before we get to that, we would love for you to support the show in a few simple ways if you love us. First, you can go on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and let us know that you love the show.
You can also follow us on Instagram and Blue Sky at Redirect Podcast. You can follow Emily on all platforms at Emily Rojas Reads and me on TikTok at Fabigail11. And if you really, really love the show, you can share our show with a friend, because sharing our show with a friend is by far the best way to help us grow our community of book-loving nerds. And speaking of growing our community of book-loving nerds, today was Spotify Wrapped Day.
Yes, it was.
And
the best day.
We are like totally geeked and blown away because we didn't really realize like the extent to which that we grew this community this year.
Yeah.
But Emily, do you want to share some of like the takeaways, the stats of how our community grew this year?
Totally. So this is just on Spotify too. I keep remembering that. And
yeah,
I think
we have a lot of listeners on iTunes.
Yeah,
right?
It's about 50-50 normally. And then there's like a few on other apps. Shout out to my fellow Overcast listeners. That's where I listen to my podcast over there. But yeah, it's mostly Apple and Spotify. So anyways, this year, first of all, we have 55 people where we are their number one podcast. And if that's you, genuinely, we would love to hear from you. If you listen on Spotify and we're your number one podcast, let us know, because that's just crazy.
Because you and I don't, between the two of us, have 55 personal friends who listen to this podcast.
I'm sure there's a few.
In fact, some of our closest personal friends do not listen to this podcast, and I know they don't.
In fact, I had a warning in the last episode to people who know me not to listen. So, yeah.
Right. So who are you if you're listening
forward
to this?
And let us know.
Oh my
Who
gosh.
And thank you.
Our listening time increased by 999% from last year.
So crazy. So crazy. And so did our our audience. We got a lot of new people following us. 170% increase in followers. Like
thousands of first-time listeners this year.
It's amazing. And Spotify tells me that we were growing. We won the Rising Star Award because we were growing faster than 99% of other podcasts. So thank you for being here, you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh my God. Literally introduce yourself. We would genuinely love to know who you are.
We have an email now.
Yeah, exactly.
Come connect with us.
redirect@gmail.com. But anyways, thank you guys so much. This is we love reading. Yeah. And reading, like anything else you love, is best enjoyed when enjoyed in community with other people. So it's just really fun to know that there are people out there who are enjoying reading with us in their earbuds.
Yeah, it was so nice to see. And I think part of what's so fun is like, I was trying to think like when we had the idea in Chicago to start this podcast, like, I don't think it ever occurred to me that people would I just didn't think about it. I was just like, yeah, doing a podcast sounds really fun and talking to you about books sounds really fun. But the fact that people listen is still a foreign concept. So it's cool. I don't know. It's like, this is just for fun, but thank you for being here.
Yeah. Thanks for being here.
Love you.
And let us know, like, what did you like? If you're one of those, if you think that if you know that you're one of our top listeners, what did you like this year? What do you want more of next year? And truly weigh in anytime. We love getting episode suggestions.
We really do. The one of a really fun episode that we did this year, which was the Celebrity Pap Walk books. That was a listener suggestion or a friend suggestion.
That was a listener suggestion.
Things like that were definitely open. We just love the app.
Yeah.
So can't shove us up.
Reach out.
Another year of it. See you guys next year. Now you have to keep sharing our show with a friend because unfortunately we did grow a lot this year. So if we don't equally grow next year, it will be really sad. The stats will be like growth negative 1,000%. You know what I mean? So this is actually on you now. You have to share our show with a friend.
It's like a pyramid scheme. You
just can help
three other baddies in your community support their families and be a businesswoman
by listening to our podcast. Somehow they will make money off of this. Can't explain how, but don't worry, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So it's perfect timing that we decided to do this today because I mean you're not hearing it on Spotify Wrapped Day, but this is kind of like our Spotify Wrapped, our year in review.
Yeah, and we were, I mean, eagle-eyed and eagle-eared listeners will know that we were supposed to release a Strength of the Few episode today.
For the second time.
But we just need more time, so we're not doing that. But instead, we're going to talk about our 2025 reads, our goals, our highs, our lows, and all that good stuff. So
yeah, it's our most favorite time of the year. This is genuinely my favorite episode to do every year. So I hope you guys like it too.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
It's really fun.
Where should we begin?
Well, yeah, you want to talk about your goals?
Yes, I would love to talk about my goals. So at the beginning of this year, my main goal was to read 100 books for the first time in my life. And
you were nervous to even say that.
I was really nervous. I think I was trying to remember because I was talking to my friend Ali about our goals. She's also surpassed her goal for this year. I was thinking, did I start the year with the goal of 100 or if I put it at like 50 and then like increased it partway through the year? Part of me thinks I did do that just on Storygraph. But anyways, I did want to try to say I would read 100 books. And I felt good about that. I was scared, but I locked in so hard in December. And then in January, when I was really thinking about my goals, I also locked in. Let me pull up my stats.
Wait, so did you start counting in December?
No, I just felt like I was on a really good streak. And I was like, if I can maintain
because you locked in to like meet your goal last year.
Okay, so then I continued in January. I read 13 books in January, which was a really good start to the year. And got me ahead on my goal. So I felt like I could do it, but of course, I wasn't sure. I've never read 100 books in a year before. And as of today, which is December 3rd, I am at 113. And a sick part of me was like, could I just like binge a bunch of like novellas and get to 150 or something? But I'm not going to do that. Quality over quantity. But yeah, I read 113 books this year. 47,573 pages if anyone wanted to know that. And I had a great time with all of them.
So your regular schmegular AO3.
Yeah. That's like one fic on AO3. Okay. No, but yeah. So had a great year. Had that's to start with. I think I also we both talked about diversifying our reading this year, and I can share those stats later if you want to have a bigger conversation about that. But that was something I was thinking about.
Yeah, and that conversation.
Also trying to tackle my TBR, which I can shamefully talk about. I'll just say I really made a big deal about that challenge, and then remembered I am such a mood reader, and I should not be beholden to the stack of books that I have acquired through various means.
I think maybe you could modify that goal this year. Like you could carry on the spirit of the goal, but not be like, I have to read everything in my TBR. Correct. But like every, like once a month, you're going to read a book from your physical TBR.
Yeah, and I've been trying to still make my way through it. I took the time limit off that challenge because I was trying to do it over the summer. Now it's just open-ended. I'm still making progress. And I have really been trying genuinely not to buy any books. I don't know that I have bought any books. Maybe one. But I've been trying just to read books from the library and stuff. So I'm like, until I get through the TBR, I'm kind of banned from buying books. Unless I need it. Like I bought The Strength of the Few, so we could talk about it. But that's kind of my mentality of like, you can read other books from the library, but if you want a physical book, you need to read the ones you have first.
Maybe it's like a year-long goal for 2026 is to finish your physical TBR like over the entire year, because then that still allows flexibility for mood reading.
So there you go. That's my update on my goals. How did you do, and how are you doing, and what were your goals?
Yeah, I mean, okay, so my number goal was I was going to read 100 books. I have not done it yet. As of this recording, it is 12/3. It is December 3rd. I'm on track to do it. I have 8 more books to read. So I'm on track to do it, but I'm going to be squeaking it in at the last second.
Heck yeah.
Like the last week in December for sure. But yeah, I think what you said about getting ahead is a huge deal. Getting ahead of your goal early in the year, I think helps you, because I think pretty much from the beginning of the year, I was a little bit behind on my goal. And then the snowball effect of that becomes really difficult to overcome.
Yeah.
So as you were saying that, I was like, I wonder one of my goals for next year should be like to read 15 books in January.
Yeah.
Because then it sets you up for success to read 100 books for the year, because now you have a little room to like fudge it a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And I was never behind this year, I don't think, because I started pretty strong in January, and it's just a mentality thing.
And that was me the last 2 years.
Yeah, it's just a mentality thing.
The last 2 years I did crazy numbers, and that was because I got like, let's see, I can look actually. In 2024, I read 10 books in January. And in 2023, I read 12 books in January. And it just got me ahead.
And I know myself, I always have a dip in the summer months. Like, I don't know what it is. I'm just not, I don't read as much in the summer. So it's kind of like when you are in those time periods when you know you're more likely to read, if you can lock in harder, I feel like that helps you meet your goals, because then you have that cushion when you get to the times where you're more busy or whatever.
Exactly.
So definitely, I think, starting off strong is a really good tip.
Yep. So that was one of the difference makers. I'm still on track to reach it. But yeah, and then one of my other goals was to diversify my reading. So I made the goal of reading 40% non-white authors. As of this recording, I am on track. So I have read 58.7% of my reading has been white authors.
Okay.
So I'm at this moment, I'm exceeding my goal. I think I'll basically get there. But I do want to talk about that, the pursuit of that goal. Yeah. That has been like, and I don't want to say this like where it comes off in a bad way, but I think reading with that much intentionality limits the ability to mood read, which I think also had an impact on my total number of books this year. And to me, like, really exposed like the white dominance of the publishing industry, because I mean, most of the books that I was like advertised to read or came up in my feed or I was influenced to read were by white authors. Or, you know, if I got into like a specific genre, so like this fall, I was like, oh, I want to read more paranormal authors. Then I was like, okay, well, I'm searching specifically for BIPOC paranormal authors so that I can continue and reach my goal. And it's a lot harder to find. And then like the pockets where it exists are smaller, like especially in subgenres. And it also meant at times that I didn't read the book, like a book that I was really itching to read, because I needed to stay on track with that goal. And so, and that's not a bad thing. It's just a thing. But I think it, like, being somebody who's really going to be committed to diversifying your readership or your reading really means that sometimes you're going to have to make a sacrifice and like forego reading a book that you would otherwise really want to read in that moment to be committed to like racial equity.
Totally.
So don't take this as me being like, oh, poor me, like poor white me for having to do that. Like, no, I read amazing books this year by all sorts of authors. My reading was way more diverse. I learned so much. I was forced like out of my box, out of my echo chamber. It was all very good, but it was not easy. Yeah. Like, I didn't think it was going to be easy, but it was definitely more of a challenge to reach the goal than I anticipated it would be.
Totally understood. Yeah, I didn't have a specific number I was trying to get to, but I did for the first time this year track the race of the author that I was reading. And not super great. I did 75% of my reading was white. And I want to kind of recalculate that. I mean, not that that's not fair, but like if I lock in and see, because I know like I read several series that are like 8 or 9 books long that are, it's like all by the way, you know, so that might help a little bit. But anyways, it was definitely eye-opening just to track it for the first year and like have a baseline. Like what am I, even that was with me trying like.
So instead of being like what percentage of the authors or what percentage of the books is what percentage of the authors. I would be interested
to see that.
I mean, yeah, that was me last year. And I did read several series, but last year my stats were like 75% white, I think. And that again, I thought I was being pretty intentional last year.
Me too. That's how I felt this year. Like
that's what I'm saying. It takes a lot of commitment.
Yeah. And like you said, it's not like it's books that like that's just naturally that you're seeing where you're like, oh, that sounds so good to read it. And then you read it. And then it's like, or like even unexpectedly, like books I thought maybe that like featured non-white characters or like the person's name sounded like ethnically diverse, and then you look it up and it's just another white person. Like that's also something, if you're being intentional, you might just not even realize, you know, because like names are vague or whatever. So yeah, it was really interesting.
Yeah. And it's like, it's a systems level issue. Like it's a systems level, like publishing industry issue. It's something that readers can be intentional to do to like support independent BIPOC authors. That is really important. But ultimately it is like a systems level issue. Yeah. And just like every other industry in the world, at least in our country, is rooted in some aspect or to some extent in white supremacy culture. So I think if we want to see more diverse authors, we need to support them. Yeah. And yeah, it takes a lot of intentionality. And I think one of maybe our podcast goals this year is like to do our level best to support and uplift books by BIPOC authors when we can, so that more people can know about them. So like, one of the things we just named is that like finding the books or like what's being presented to me and influenced to me was mostly white authors, and being able to share and uplift for other people books by BIPOC authors, I think is something we can fold into our goals for 2026.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so, and I recommend tracking it. Like Storygraph makes it really easy. You can do custom tags. So I just started tagging every book with the like ethnicity of the author. And then it has a graph for me. So they make it simple. If you use Storygraph, that's easy. And that's with the non-paid plan. You can do that. So I do recommend tracking it and just seeing where you're at. I think this was really eye-opening for me. And again, I did feel like I was trying. I don't even want to know what last year's was, because I feel like I was actually trying harder this year to read more diverse books. So it's good to know. And I would like to increase that next year. That'll definitely be one of my goals.
That's awesome. I think so. For this year, so one of the ways I changed my tracking from last year to this year was last year I was like LGBT author, which was really flawed because you can't know that. So then I'm like being a creep Googling these authors and being like, so-and-so partner. Whatever. It was just a lot. Yeah. So then I started tracking, is it an LGBTQ story? So is one of the main characters LGBT? And it doesn't have to be even like a romance. It's just, is that part of their character description? And about a quarter of the books I read this year featured LGBT stories. And last year, it was a slightly different like metric, but I was only 15%.
Okay. Yeah.
So I did increase that. I'm sure for you it was much higher.
It's quite high. Just like my genres. So Storygraph categorizes LGBTQ plus as a genre. And I'm looking through, and it's not just romance. It's like any book. It looks like it includes any book featuring an LGBTQ plus character. Even one, I wouldn't put that on there. And it's 59 out of 113. So about half.
Yeah, about half.
Which really tracks.
Yeah, that does track. Hey, and by the way, I'm going to offer this up to our listeners. Emily has lots of great hacks for tracking on Storygraph. I also track on Storygraph, but because I also want to track like some more like niche categories like LGBT story, race, ethnicity, and then also I track like where I acquired the book and what format I read it in. If you're interested in getting a template of my spreadsheet that I track these things in, you can send us an email to
the redirect
podcast at gmail.com, the redirect podcast at gmail.com, and I will send you a template.
Heck yeah.
Of my spreadsheet.
Spreadsheets are great, and track. I love that. Yeah. Okay, shall we get into the specifics?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, Abigail, what were should we give a number of our favorite books this year, or like, are you just going to do an overview, or are you going to do your 5 stars? What are you going to do?
Hold on, let me pull up Storygraph so I can more easily see this.
I'm such a slut with 5 stars, so I'm not going to go through every one of mine, to be honest with you, but I personally will tell, so like maybe the ones that I'll remember really for a long time.
I think that generally my rating for books is pretty high.
Yeah.
But mostly I think I have 4 stars. My 5 stars reach a different level.
I see.
I'm a little bit more discriminating.
I need to be more discriminating. So that's my goal for next year as well.
If a book is like really good, if it's like pretty good, like, oh, this was a good book, it's usually 4 stars.
Yeah. But it has to have the je ne sais quoi.
How do I just see the 5 stars though?
If you click on, if you go to your stats page and then you go to the graph with all the stars and then you click on the bar of your 5-star. Does that make sense?
Okay, got it. I had 19 5-stars this year, actually.
Okay, yeah.
So that was actually quite a bit. Out of 92 books so far. Some of my faves. Maybe I should just like name some of them and then maybe drill in on like the really, really top faves.
Yeah, do that.
How does that work? Okay. Margot's About Money Troubles by Ruthie Thorpe. Oh, and then maybe if it was also a 5-star for you, chime in.
Okay, same. That was a 5-star for me.
Happy Place Reread, 5 stars.
Same.
Flirting with Disaster by Naina Kumar, 5 stars.
I didn't give that one 5 stars.
Okay, no worries. Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. The Selected Poems of Wendell Berry by Wendell Berry. Book Lovers Reread, 5 stars. Wait, did I really give that 5 stars? No, I changed. My original ranking of this book was 5 stars, but this year it was not. I lowered it. All right, so take that back.
I forgot you did your Emily Henry reread this year. That was fun.
I did. That was a good era. Shark Heart by Emily Haybeck. Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reed.
Classic.
Sky Daddy by Kate Folk. 6 stars. I reread The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. 5 stars. Barons by Austen Freerick. 5 stars. The Will of the Many reread. 5 stars. Normal People by Sally Rooney. 5 stars. Yes. Pachinko by Min-Jin Lee. The like coldest take of all time. Yeah. Like 20 years later reading that book. Wading in Waist High Water by Colgate Blue Minty Gel.
6-star. God
tier. The Wedding People by Alison Espach. Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. Changing All Stars by Nanakwame Adjei-Brenya. And The Serviceberry by Robin Wall Kimmerer.
What a lineup. And so many rereads. I know. You know what you like.
I'm just so deep.
Yeah, you are.
I actually, in November, I reread Love Theoretically.
I saw you doing that on Storygraph.
Love Hypothesis. Those were good in my veins. You know what I mean? I just know what I like.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, what about you?
Okay. I'll do the same.
Just go through them all. I want to hear them all.
Sunrise on the Reaping. Margot's Got Money Troubles. You already said those. Anxious People by Friedrich Bachmann. I'll be recommending this till I die. Happy Place, Emily Henry reread. Okay. The Cadence of Part-Time Poets by Mont Swallow. This Is How It Always Is by Laurie Frankel. And They Were Roommates by Paige Powers. East of Eden by John Steinbeck. Famous Last Words, Gillian McAllister. The Darkness Outside Us by Elliot Schaffer. The Fall by Tao Bauer. The Favorites by Lane Fargo. I can't wait to talk about that with you, by the way. That's a recent read. Memorial by Brian Washington. Family Meal by Brian Washington. Iconic. He's a new favorite author. Last First Kiss, Julian Winters. That book is coming out next year, and I also can't wait to talk about it with you. I won an ARC on Storygraph, spoiling my recent reads.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, I didn't know it was an advanced reader copy, and then I got it. I was like, what the heck? I feel so special. Anyways, Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Don't get me started.
Did I not give that one 5 stars? I guess I didn't.
Deep Cuts by Holly Brickley. Famous DNF. Normal People, Sally Rooney. We talked about that. The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. Love After the End, which is a short story collection curated by Joshua Whitehead. The Great Believers by Rebecca Makkai. That one's another icon. The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year by Ali Carter, a great Christmas read. A Poetry Handbook by Mary Oliver. I don't even know if I ever talked about this on here, but that was a really good book. It's like a, I don't know, how-to guide for writing poetry, but I feel like it's like anybody who likes to write in any capacity should read it. Anyways, The Rose Code by Kate Quinn. Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood.
I want to say a lot of these were 4.5s for me. Yeah. So I'm hearing you. I'm with you.
That's what I'm saying for the 5 stars.
Yeah.
The Winners by
close your legs.
Thank you. I should. The Winners by Friedrich Bachmann, which is the final book in the Maritime trilogy, which is the only one of the trilogy I rated 5 stars. The Prospects by K.T. Hoffman, which made me care about baseball for about half an hour. In Memoriam by Alice Wynne. It's so serious to me. And The Roommate Risk by Talia Hibbert. Again, Talia Hibbert can do no wrong.
Roommate Risk, come on.
Roommate Risk is
that
so
was
freaking
yearning.
good, dude.
Dude, that's what I thought when I was rereading Love Theoretically. I was like, oh, this man is down.
So bad. I need to reread that book because I only read it the once.
And like,
and it's so
also,
good.
and like, I don't know, just the whole thing about like, let me take care of you.
Yeah.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
We're out.
I'm out.
So yeah, those are my 5 stars. So many icons. I mean, I probably talked about all of them on here, except for the ones I had just read, which were a couple of them. And I can't wait to talk about them at the end of this episode. So
amazing.
A really good year of reading.
What about this? What was your favorite, reading vibe this year? Like, you read on a trip or on a plane, or like, what's like your best reading memory of the year?
Ooh, that's a good question. Honestly, like when I flew out to visit you, I was reading Problematic Summer Romance on the plane.
Yes.
And
it's just like a time capsule.
Yes, like I will never forget that. And it was weird. I got moved to a seat that didn't have a screen. It had like a pull-out one, but whatever. So I was just locked in reading. I didn't have a window. I was like, I feel like I was in a capsule, and it was a really early flight, so like all the lights were kind of dim. And I almost finished the whole book on that flight. It's like almost 5 hours. So that's true, right? It's like a 4.5 hour flight.
5 hours.
Yeah. So I was locked in most of the flight, like listening to music, reading that book, just having the time of my life. Like I was so happy, and I hate flying, but that was like the best flight I ever took because it was just so fun. So I love that. I loved, and I think I bought it. I bought it in the airport too, because I was like, if I see it and I have time before the flight boards, I'm probably
it's just like the
buy
universe wanted you to read it.
Yeah. So that was probably my favorite reading memory for this year. What about you?
I love that. Actually for me, it was also reading from Atlanta to LA on a plane, reading Sky Daddy. That was like in one sitting, just like this all-consuming, just like I'm sucked in and I can't stop reading this.
It's a great flight to read on. Like it's long enough. You can really almost finish a book or finish a book. But it's not like so long where you're like, get me out of here. So it's a really perfect reading flight.
It's perfect. Yeah. And I'm flying on Friday out to DC.
What are you gonna read?
Did I tell you that Megan bought me a ticket to come visit her?
No, that's
after I got laid off.
So nice.
She was like, I have a bunch of credit card points. Let me fly you out since you don't have anything going on. I was like,
are you kidding me?
So nice.
That's really nice.
So she's flying me out. And so I'm like, okay. So I got to make a choice. I mean, this is...
Yeah, it's important.
I got a lot of reading to do, and this is a big flight.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. I can't wait to hear what you decide to read.
I know. I'll report back.
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, that was... I mean, I think this was the year for reading on planes, clearly.
Yeah, totally.
I think this for me was also the year of listening to audiobooks while doing puzzles. That is such an important vibe to me. So yeah, that's important too. I on my personal Spotify Wrapped today, I found out that I remembered that I listened to the audiobook of Deep Cuts, and I listened to it all in one day while I was doing a puzzle. Immersive.
And I'm like, maybe that's why I liked it so much. Like, it was just... Puzzle
is the perfect activity.
It is.
because it's using a different part of your brain than the part that's listening to audiobook.
Yes.
It's just like I reach a flow state.
Me too. That's a flow state.
That is a flow state, man. And like a little drinky drink.
Yeah. And you're just locked in. I need to do that. I got a puzzle for my birthday, so that'll be my next book. I'll listen to an audiobook. Were there any books that like surprised you this year? I'm asking this as question. I don't know the answer. Like that you didn't expect to like as much, or like I don't know.
Like, okay, the obvious answer would be Shark Heart, but I'm not going to say that because I won't shut the fuck up about that book.
But heard.
But let me see. Okay, Our Wives Under the Sea. I did not expect to like that book as much as I did.
Yeah.
Which is a mutual read of ours. I didn't rank it 5 stars, but it was still like it surprised me.
Yeah, I agree.
How much that book stuck around with me. And Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Melinda Lowe. That one stuck with me too. I rated that 4 3/4 stars. I don't know why I did that. I should have just given it 5 stars, but
4.75 is hilarious.
Yeah, I know,
but I get it.
And Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping, that was 4.5 stars for me. And I really thought that was going to be just like a good classic, like 3.5, you know, like, oh, it's pretty good. And I was really, really surprised by the quality and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. What
about you?
I was going to say The Great Alone by Chris and Hannah. I honestly didn't think I would like it that much. I don't think that was one of my 5 stars. Oh my God.
No, for the audio, I'm dead in the eyes right now.
That
was my goal. Get you to read that.
And you did it. You did it. Congrats. I did not expect also the Wolf Song series. I like didn't expect to, I don't know. I thought I wouldn't like it actually. Like, I don't know. People kept recommending it that it seemed like I would like it.
You know what? I thought I was going to like that more.
Yeah. So 50-50 split.
And I didn't.
And, that's probably it. Oh, you know what? Okay. The Christine Brown's memoir. Honestly, I was not expecting her to like spill as much tea. I thought it would be like, okay, you know, happy. But it was,
you know what?
Surprisingly
I was not expecting this year to be the year of divorce memoirs.
Yeah. Shout out to divorce.
This was heavy divorce memoirs this year.
I would love to read more divorce romance books next year. Because that's a genre of fan fiction I really like. But I do not read a lot of like actual books. I just love divorce, man. I love it. I love getting back together. Wow. That's it. That's the happy place. It's the pairing. Like that's the same vibe. Flirting with Disaster.
Wait, we also need to talk about this.
What?
Speaking of the pairing. What's going on? Like, are our favorite authors not releasing books next year?
It's starting to get scary. It's starting to get scary.
Emily Henry is not releasing anything in 2026. Ali Hazelwood is taking a break.
What's that about?
Which
is she allowed to do that?
It's deserved, but come on.
Ali, drop your AO3 username. I know you're on there. Please let us read you.
Come on. And then I haven't heard anything from Casey McQuiston.
They've been posting that they're like literally yesterday they posted that they were in a hole like trying to finish their draft of the book. But that means like that's a year, you know?
That's not even close.
Yeah. Like they're not past their deadline yet. Hey guys. What are we doing?
Hello.
What's going on?
This is the first, I mean, not that this is like the height of books, but like
that's the big 3.
This is the first year in a row we're not, the first year in like 3 straight years that we are not getting another Fourth Wing book.
Yeah, no Fourth Wing
to start the year. I'm concerned.
And what's Talia Hibbert doing? I haven't seen her coming out with anything.
Yeah, she hasn't been coming out with anything.
I follow her on.
I'm just a little, I'm a little scared.
I'm a little frightened. No, we were
I'm unsettled by that because I'm used to every April having an Emily Henry to read.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am. It's scary. It's frightening. We need you guys to get back on your book writing.
And nobody suggests Abby Jimenez.
Don't
like, oh my God, you should read that. Shut up.
I hate her. She's my arch nemesis. Elsewhere. She's probably a really nice person. I'm never going to read another one of her books. I don't care what you guys tell me.
I'm just saying, like, don't be like, oh,
Alison Cochrun just had a baby. She's not coming out with anything next year.
Come on.
Stop doing that. No more kids.
Why do you all have to do it at the same time?
Yeah, we need
These are
to
like the
lock
tent
in.
poles of my year.
No,
I marked the
literally.
passage of time by the release of books
That's
by my
not
favorite
even
authors.
a joke. It's dead serious. So
y'all really need to get it together.
yes. Okay. Cool.
Or I'm going to do nothing, but
Can't wait.
I'll be upset. Yeah.
Deep breaths. Okay.
We'll figure it out. We'll find new authors.
We will.
But
we will. Okay, yeah. Do you want to like deep dive a couple of your favorites or anything else you want to mention? What do we got? Anything else?
I think that's it. I mean, we could talk about books we've recently
I
read.
would love to because I have several.
Okay.
Okay.
Do
you want to go first?
How about I start and you finish?
Love to.
Does that sound good?
Go.
Okay. What's the last book I talked about on here? A River of Stars? The one, because you added to it's the one about the girl from China who has a baby and her baby daddy follows her around. I think
Yes. Okay.
I did.
Yes.
Okay.
did
So
tell
since
about
then,
Mm-hmm.
I read Give Me a Reason by J.C. Lee.
Okay.
This is a book that pleasantly surprised me.
Uh-huh.
It is a second chance romance, which I understand is very controversial.
Okay. Not to be.
But it's a modern day retelling of Persuasion.
Okay.
And it is about a K-drama actress who is from LA, but she went to Korea to build a career in K-dramas. She came back and she is like reunited with her college boyfriend who her aunt pressured her to break up with due to like her fears that he would like inhibit her career.
Uh-huh.
And now like they're thrust back into the same friend group. Their names are literally Anne and Frederick.
Oh.
Which are literally the names of the characters of Persuasion.
Sure.
It didn't even, this is how dumb I am. It didn't even click to me until 75% of the way through the book that this is a retelling of Persuasion. Mm-hmm. But she, the dedication of the book is she's like, to my fellow Jane Austen fans. So I don't know how that didn't click. But the whole time I kept being like, who's named Frederick in 2025?
Yeah, not
So,
even like
I'm dumb.
Fred.
No, Anne and Frederick. Yeah. So anyways, I ended up liking it. I mean, it is second chance. But there's just, there's yearning.
Yes.
There's a lot of mutual yearning in this book, I will say.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I like divorce, because the yearning goes crazy.
And this is kind of that vibe. Mm-hmm. They both were holding a candle for each other forever, but they thought the other person was like mad at them or hates them, and they're working through it, and there's forced proximity, and they're both in a wedding party together. It's a lot.
A wedding?
Again, it's a retelling of...
Yes.
So, also, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this yet, but I'm just going to go ahead and go for it. I am moderating a panel in February with a few romance authors. Mm-hmm. I'll share more details when the event gets closer, but J.C. Lee will be one of the authors. So I'm excited. If anyone else has read this book or read a book by J.C. Lee and you have some questions you'd like me to ask, feel free to slide through. Give me some ideas. But yeah, so I read that. I reread Love Hypothesis and Love Theoretically, which we talked about briefly, but I needed something to kind of like spark me. Mm-hmm. Ooh, whoops. And actually, right before I had gotten laid off, I had ordered some books from Thrift Books, including Love Hypothesis and Love Theoretically. And I was like, you know what? A little treat.
Yeah.
So I just like crushed those. And then I also read Big Chief by John Hickey, which is literary fiction it's a modern day indigenous story about this guy who is like he's like the campaign manager / fixer for a local tribal president. And it's about like it covers the week leading up to the tribal presidential election and what's happening with the politics of the tribe and what that's bringing up for his own background, family relationships, community identity, values that align with his indigeneity. It is, it's really good. There's some flashbacks. There's some, it's kind of like that slow pace of like, okay, Thursday, Friday, like all the days leading up, and you're getting to see quite a bit. So, I really enjoyed that book, and that is Big Chief by John Hickey.
I have, first of all, I'll start with two that
you had a big Thanksgiving week.
I did. So two you've read before. One is Every Step She Takes by Alison Cochrun, which we haven't talked about because you didn't talk about it because you didn't want to spoil it. So I'd love to talk about it.
Let's get into it. What'd you think?
Okay, I gave it 4.5 stars. It was so good. The only reason I took off half a star... Okay, so this follows, to fill you guys in who are listening, Alison Cochrun is one of our god tier romance authors. This follows Sadie, and Mal, and Sadie goes to walk the Camino, and she's in her 30s, I think, and she's like, I think I might be a lesbian, but she's like never admitted that to herself really before or to anyone in her life, and she ends up taking her sister's place, who's like this travel blogger, on this, what she finds out is like a queer women or femme person guided walk that's like really in depth and like spiritual journey. And she's paired up with this other girl named Mal, who she has this encounter with on the plane, and of course they fall in love and blah blah blah. And it's all about her like discovering herself and reclaiming her youth, and it was really good. The only reason I didn't give it 5 stars is because like it felt a little like at times like on the nose of like, this is what you should do. But I think that's great. Like, I think it's an important book and it's going to probably help a lot of people.
I gave it 4 stars.
Yeah. Okay, great. So
I thought it was like a little bit, it's like, a little on the nose, a little surface level, but it was a great book. Yeah. I think one of the best, it was close to my heart. Yeah. And I appreciated the exploration of queer adolescence. A delayed queer adolescence is like a big theme of the book. So this main character, Sadie, she's like in her 30s, and all of the people on the trip are like trying to help her live out her delayed queer adolescence, and helping her understand that in queer spaces, like the pace is different. Like there's no rules. Like it's more normal to like sometimes be figuring things out on a different timeline. And like she had a safe group of people to figure that out with. And also just the magic of the Camino and the way that allowed her to have space to breathe and really like explore herself and find freedom. Yeah. And not be so constrained by other things. And I related to that deeply. Yeah. From my experiences on the Camino and my own exploration of those similar things. So I really enjoyed it. I'm glad that you did too. Yeah. And I think I did have a few notes where I felt like there were some ways that I had to release my own judgments about the way that they did the Camino in the book, because I thought I understand they had to make it work for the plot. Right. Like, in order to make the plot work, they have to stay in like private inns, and there has to be roommates and all that stuff. That's not the actual truth of how the Camino really works, but you had to do it for the book. But like letting go of that, it was really great. And the characters, this is something Alison Cochrun is just a pro at, is making extremely lovable and creatable and lovable and relatable characters that you just really connect to. Totally.
Two parts really stuck out to me, where the one where she cuts her hair and she's like, that's one of the first things that happens, and Mal is explaining to her, she's like, hey, like this is like a gay rite of passage. Every like young queer kid has to up their hair. And she's like, okay, you're right. Like, I'm so attached to this thing. And if it doesn't matter if it's bad. Like, I should just do something, because only reason I have my hair long and like the way it is because I felt like I had to. And so then she's like sitting with all the other group, and they're like, wait, Sadie, I thought you were straight. And she's like, I don't know, I'm thinking about up my hair. And it's just like, yeah, like those little things. I think any human being can relate to that, of like, there are things that you do in your life because you feel like you're supposed to, or you feel like you have to, and it's like really freeing to do the thing that you feel like you shouldn't, or you feel like it's a mistake, like just to do it. And then there's the
themes around like compulsory heterosexuality, like, oh, this is just the default. You never really, like, it's so normal that many people who identify as queer, they never thought about being like straight. They just were assigned that, and like later in life it's like, oh wait, I never even questioned this.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And then the other thing I was gonna say is one of the like lines is, someone says like, would life be boring if we had everything figured out about ourselves. And I just like that too, where it's like, there is no timeline, like you said, for figuring yourself out. And this is a really nice book about figuring yourself out. And I feel like also I've been seeing a lot of discourse on the timeline about, you know, with Heated Rivalry being a success, about like why, like what we talked about in our bonus episode, why are specifically male romances like so much more popular than women. And what I think I saw a TikTok actually earlier today, and I was thinking about Alison Cochrun, because they were talking about how people are scared to write complicated women characters. So a lot of like lesbian romance novels are boring because the women are like cute and like fun and boring. And like, I think Alison Cochrun is really great at writing complicated female characters. And that's why her books are so good, because like,
here we go again. Like,
but in this one too, like Sadie doesn't do everything right. Mal has like a lot of issues, and like they both make mistakes.
They're very imperfect characters.
They hurt each other. They're both immature in their own ways. And like, that's interesting because that's like human beings. So Alison Cochrun is the GOAT, and I think that's why. I think she writes really great, like you said, lovable but complicated and nuanced characters of all genders and orientations, and a great cast of supporting characters, which is something you said, I think, when you were first talking about this book. So they're just like really fun.
Alison Cochrun 2026.
I'm telling you, she just had a baby.
Maybe she already had one loaded.
Maybe. Save us, Alison Cochrun. Save us, please.
I don't see anything.
Yeah, I fear it will be not next year. Anyways, a great book. Thank you for giving me the space to read it, and then we can talk about it, because I was dying to talk about it with you.
My pleasure. I'm so glad you enjoyed it.
Okay, number 2. I'm almost done with this. I'm listening to the audiobook, but it's A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping, which it's so good. It's so good. Also, you guys, the audiobook is so freaking good.
So much
yearning.
And the British narration, like the whole, it's just so cozy.
No, but this girl is good. She does the little accents. She's got the Scottish guy. Everybody has their own little accents.
Characters.
Yeah. Great characters. Yeah.
Oh my god, the yearning goes crazy in
Extremely
this book.
Crazy. Yeah. So I really like this.
And it's like the, you know, the
like found family.
Like the witchy, magical, but like in a cozy way.
Very cozy, very sweet. Great cast of characters again. And my one note on this is I feel like it's dragging at the end. That's why I haven't finished it yet. Like the ending, and honestly the beginning, I would agree, was a little draggy. But everything else in the middle, so good.
I mean, I think that so I read that one, and then I read the other book that came out earlier, that came out last year by Sangu Mandana, The Very Secret Society of Regular Witches, which I thought was also good. And so I'm like, okay, like I'll auto buy whatever Sangu Mandana releases next. Yeah. So are you releasing a book in 2026?
That would be great. Please.
Let's see. I don't know, but her books could normally come out later in the year.
Yeah. Let's hope.
So I'm thinking like maybe she wouldn't have announced it yet.
That's one of those things, though, that is the case, that normally books aren't announced too far in advance. I mean, I feel like Emily Henry is prone to do hers like a year in advance, but other authors sometimes wait until a little closer. So there's hope for next year, but it is looking bleak right now with my current roster.
Emily Henry is not.
No, she's not. I don't think she is. I really don't. Anywho, okay. Now I have 3 more that you haven't read. Okay, I'll be quick. Well, who cares? This is my podcast. I won't be quick.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be indulgent. Okay, here's 3 you haven't read. Number 1 is Family Meal by Brian Washington. Dude, I discovered Brian Washington earlier this year, actually as part of my goal to read more diverse authors. And I read Memorial by him. Absolute 5-star. So
you told me about that one, right?
Yeah. So then this one I happened to see at my library, and I picked it up. I didn't realize he had released more. I don't know. Yeah, I should have been paying attention, I guess. So I picked this up, and he has another book out that just was a finalist for the National Book Award. So I put that on hold because that was more of a wait time. Anyways, I read this one. Okay, read the content warnings, because for all of his books, like, they can be a little bit intense. But this follows Cam, and he lives, when you meet him, he is living in Houston, where he's from. He has moved back there after spending several years living in LA. Okay. And he has moved back after the death of his like longtime partner, like deep love of his life, named Kai. And so he was with him for years, and then he passed away. He moves back to Houston because he's like, I can't stay in LA. Like, there's all these memories of him here. And he's not doing great. Like, he's doing very badly when you meet him. And like the opening chapter, he's working at this bar that's owned by really close friends of Kai, who reached out to him after he passed away and were like, hey, if you want a job back in Houston, you can have one. And so he's working at the bar, and in the bar, it's like this gay bar in this like neighborhood that's rapidly gentrifying in Houston. And they're like one of the last original spots. So there's all this pressure and like money and rent's going up. And then his friend, his childhood best friend, who he lived with for several years, actually, after his parents passed away when he was young, his name is TJ. He like walks into the bar, and they like haven't spoken to each other in years, and they start kind of rebuilding a friendship. And like, you don't know what caused their falling out or what happened to Kai. And like all that stuff is revealed through like flashbacks. And I really like Brian Washington writes about grief and relationships and like the intersection of all of Cam's like different things he's going through, and like race and sexuality and all these different things. Food plays a big role in his books. This book deals a lot with complicated relationships with food and disordered eating. So definitely be cautious if that's like something that you're uncomfortable reading. But yeah, I just really like the way this was written. He also like both in Memorial and in this does a really good job of like playing with the POV. So it does start in Cam's perspective, but then there's like a pretty jarring switch, and then there's another switch. So there's three different people's perspectives telling the story, and I really like,
it's called Family Meal.
Yeah, I really like the choices he made. His books are they're so like almost simplistically written. Like, he doesn't use a lot of words, but there's like a succinctness that's really interesting in the way he tells stories. So yeah, it's tough. Like, it is a tough read, I want to be clear. But it's also interesting with the perspective shift. I don't want to spoil whose perspectives they are, but it's like also like not quite unreliable narrator, but just like how maybe you don't see yourself and your situation clearly, or how someone feels about you, or like the relationship you have with someone. And then when you're looking from a different perspective, how it looks completely different. So I really like this, and I am excited to read his other book, which again, it was like about to win some awards, so I'm sure it's great. But love, auto by author now. Okay, then I read The Favorites by Lane Fargo. I texted this to you. I loved
yes
this. Okay, this book, this is part of my TBR. I've had it forever. I actually got it when I was visiting you in a little free library, and
oh really?
But I don't know why, I just felt like I wasn't gonna like it, but in fact it is like lab cooked for me. So this follows Katerina Shaw, and it's kind of Daisy Jones and the Six vibes, because you start off with like a transcript from a documentary that's being made on the 10-year anniversary of her final skate in the Olympics, and like you don't know what happened, but like something weird happened, or bad or whatever, and like this is the 10-year anniversary, and so you get like the transcript from the docuseries, there's like interviews, and then you get her point of view telling like the real story, like I'm gonna set the record straight kind of thing. So Katerina, she is like, you start out when she's really young, like a teenager, and she has this dream of being an Olympic figure skater, and she skates in the like partner dancing with her like childhood best friend, who has become her boyfriend, whose name is Heath. And he was a hockey player. She kind of poached him from hockey to be a figure skater. And they have like this insane chemistry together on the ice. Like, that's what they're most known for. But like, it's also controversial because they're like very like chemistry focused on the ice. And he's like, in foster care, and her dad ends up like getting permanent guardianship over him, and then he dies, and so then she has like this abusive older brother, whatever. It's all this drama. And so you actually like you go from them being like 16 or something and like struggling and like having to hustle to pay for their own like costumes, they don't have a coach, and then moving up in the world of figure skating and aging as well, and like sometimes they skate together, sometimes they're not skating together. They have this like on again, off again, like toxic situationship final boss going on here. So it's a love story, but it's also like extreme competition. Katarina is like extremely competitive, cutthroat, will do anything to win. And I just love that because I love competition, and I loved the like format of this where you get like what people are saying versus then what she's saying actually happens. So it's kind of interspliced. I love the
Winter
time
Olympics
jumps
coming up. So like good timing.
Yes. Perfect timing for the Winter Olympics. It was very dramatic. And if you like me, I don't know anything about the world of partner figure skating, but every time there's like a competition, I get a lot of edits on my TikTok For You page.
You know what? This is like Colleen's special interest.
Yes. Ask her if she's read this book.
It's called The Favorites. Or Just Favorites?
Yeah, it's really intense. So,
by Lane Fargo.
I will say I don't know if I should say this. It is a romance novel. So,
is it Lane Fargo?
Lane Fargo.
Okay.
So, like, genre, it does have happily ever after because it is a romance. So, don't be too stressed. But a lot of dramatic things happen. So, it's very angsty, good yearning, good drama, complicated characters. You'll love to hate them. So fun. Okay.
This would be a great, like, January, February book for the Olympics.
Pre-Olympic read. Last book is called Last First Kiss by Julian Winters, which I won, as I mentioned, as an ARC from Storygraph. And I was like, when I was reading this.
How did you win it?
I entered the giveaways. Do you ever enter giveaways?
No.
Okay, you guys got to enter giveaways on Storygraph. This is the second book I've won. This one, though, did make me think, did they look at my profile? Because the author lives in Atlanta and the book is set in Atlanta, which was really fun.
Oh, wow.
That's so rare.
That is fun.
It was really, and it was like, oh, that, obviously he lives here. I think he's from here, Julian Winters. But, like, you know, it wasn't just vague. It was like very specifically Atlanta. So
fun.
This is like a second chance romance too. It follows Jordan Carter, and he is an event planner. His family is like a celebrity high-end event planning company, family owned in Atlanta. Like they plan these like really big high profile events. And he is trying to like get a promotion, whatever. He's working his way up in the company. It's called 24 Carter Gold. And he, for years, like they haven't done any weddings, but then they decide they're going to pivot back into weddings. And so they're like, we need the perfect wedding. Like we have to, let's go up. It has to go off without a hitch. It has to be a really big, high profile wedding, and we have to get it in like Southern Bride, like all these magazines, because this is our launch back into weddings. So Jordan's working on it, and the bride and groom come in, and the bride's best man is Jamie, who is his cousin's like best friend from childhood, who was his first kiss when they were like 16 or whatever, because they were like really young. And Jordan was like, I'm 16, I've never kissed anybody. And Jamie was like, well, you could try me. Like classic thing that probably never happens in real life. And right before
if that's happened to you,
yeah, please let us know. I would die to know if that's happened to anyone in real life. Maybe it has. Anyways, Jamie and Jordan like are really good friends, but like 6 months before the start of the book, they almost kissed again. And Jamie stopped him and was like, hey, I feel like you're figuring yourself out, and I don't think I'm the person for you to like figure yourself out with. And so no. And Jordan is like heartbroken, like completely heartbroken. And he is trying to figure himself out. He's like, I don't know. Like, do I like men? Do I like women? I don't know. I feel like I don't have any specific feelings either way. And his family is like, you know, assuming his mom's always trying to set him up with these women. And then they have to like plan this wedding together, but he's like stressed and, you know, upset and feels rejected by him, but he's like always there because he's best friends with the bride. And so it was really fun. I was so pleasantly surprised how much I liked this. I gave it 5 stars. That might be like a bit of an overreaction, but I just thought it like the characters were so lovable. They have this like really nice friendship. So you get like flashbacks to when they were younger or like growing up together and then figuring yourself out. It's like very similar vibes to Every Step She Takes, where it's like, hey, it's not too late to like figure out who you are. And, you know,
maybe I could grab it from you when
I was thinking of sending it to you because it was so good. So this comes out January 2026, I believe. So I really recommend reading this because it was just like surprisingly, yeah, I was really surprised. I've never read anything by this author before, but I was surprised how much I really loved it. Like couldn't put it down and just loved the characters and was like really happy for them in the end. So, and it's great to read a book in Atlanta. Shout out Julian Winters if you want to come on the pod.
Come on, slide through.
But it was just really fun. It was like things happening at Piedmont Park and, you know, I can't remember what else big events happened, but it was fun. So that was my Thanksgiving reading journey. And it was so good.
That. Tea.
Deep breath. Okay. Well, that's it.
That's good stuff. That was a good episode, bro.
That was a great episode. And we'll see you again, maybe, for more Heated Rivalry. Definitely for The Strength of the Few in 2 weeks. Allegedly. If we can read it by then.
We will. We'll come through.
We've only said that now, 3 times, so we'll figure it out.
All right. Well, we will see you guys in a couple weeks.
Bye.
And I think probably for more Heated Rivalry.
Honestly, yeah. Oh, twist my arm.
We'll be back. Bye.